Alright, what's up YouTube? It's the end of the year and we got a lot of stuff to talk about, even just 20 albums. This is proving to be a pretty challenging amount to speak of in a reasonably short amount of time. So I'm going to go right into it with number 20, Sacrament of Impurity. They put out their album, The Purest of Sins, this year. A two-piece black metal project out of Washington. You've heard me talk about it before. It's a very captivating album. I believe it's like their fourth or fifth album, so there's a few records to compare it to, and when I compare it to it, this is definitely a step above and beyond. These guys are moving in the right direction. Yeah, two-piece, the vocalist, guitar player, being just some type of mastermind to be able to do what he's doing here. So yeah, Sacrament of Impurity, The Purest of Sins at number 20. Number 19, Frostvale, Antediluvian Majesty. This is a dungeon synth project out of Australia. It is the dungeon synth project of the frontman, guitar player, vocalist of the black metal project Christ Dismembered, also Australian black metal, a wonderful band. But Frostvale's Antediluvian Majesty was put out this year and was so inspiring to me that I have now started my own dungeon synth project titled Vampire, which even features a cover of the Frostvale song, I forget the title of it, of What Wakes in Deep Nostalgia, or something on those lines. Anyway, Frostvale, Antediluvian Majesty at number 19. At number 18, Dying Fetus, Wrong One to Fuck With. These guys being, you know, just forefathers of death metal. Wrong One to Fuck With, the album title I'm not a big fan of, but when I see it placed with this artwork and the feel of the album, it kind of works. It wasn't the face-smashing home run that I 100% was hoping for, but good enough to land spot number 18, Dying Fetus, Wrong One to Fuck With, some solid fucking death metal. Let's see, we're at number 17, Midnight, Sweet Death and Ecstasy. Thrash metal project everybody's very familiar with. It's been stated many times before that this album is a little different than what we expect from Midnight, but not so different that you're totally let down. I feel like Athenar's vocals sound a little higher pitched, almost like they were recorded and then dubbed up. The first time I started playing this on my tape player, I had to stop it and replay it and like wonder if my tape was playing funny or something. But no, it's just the way it sounds. I don't know if it's just like, I mean, age will obviously change voice and stuff. Not saying that Athenar's old, which he might be. I'm not really sure how old he is, but it just sounds a little different. But still very good, and especially good enough to get number 17 on my list. Number 16 on my list, the new Solstafir album, Berdremin. This one was a grower. Upon first listen, I wasn't really blown away. I was almost worried that this was going to be a letdown, like, oh no, did Solstafir finally strike out? Are they going in the wrong direction? I know they got a new drummer now, so I don't know what that means in terms of their songwriting process is changing or what, but the little that I heard as I was working one day, it was the melodies were playing in my head and it was driving me nuts, like, what is this song? Where is that from? And when it finally came to, it was like, that's the new Solstafir. It must not be all bad. And so then upon listen number 5 or 6, I was brought into the loop. They lasted me in, and then I picked up a copy on cassette. Next up, number 15, Ende, or Endy, however you pronounce it. I discovered this band through their split they put out previous to this with Sorcier de Glace, a band that you know by now that I'm a huge fan of. But this album, the full length that's released this year, shortly after that, is Imani Tan. A phenomenal black metal release. It's abrasive black. It's got a little bit of pagan into it. There's some spots with, I don't know if that's a pan flute I'm hearing, some of that nature atmosphere going on. But another outstanding release. That's number 15, Ende Imani Tan. Number 14, the last cassette I'm showing, which I noticed that the more I like an album, it seems that it's more likely I'll own it on vinyl, because the rest of these releases, with an exception of one, are all vinyls. But anyway, Necrot came out with Blood Offerings this year, the kind of humorous but also very kick-ass album cover there. Blood Offerings, I don't know what is this cloaked figure offering a dead baby to a cloaked skeleton? I don't know, it's very metal, it's very death metal, of course. So yeah, Necrot's kind of like a perfect example for me of modern death metal. As I don't mean modern as in like it's not from the 80s. I mean like what's going on today. Because a lot of the death metal bands I'm hearing today, like the newer ones, they have that ode to the past. Yet there's just something a little different about it. I'm not sure exactly how to state it without going too, saying too much and spending too much time on one album. But Necrot is definitely a highlight of death metal for 2017. Specifically, a highlight for number 14 in my list. All right, number 13, a band from Portland, Oregon, that I and hopefully every one of you love. Weregoat with their release Pestilential Rites of Infernal Fornication. These dudes are some amazingly perverted Black and Death from right here in Portland, Oregon. I love the album cover. I love the band photo. You get some nudity, which is also very welcome on my record collection. Album cover alone, this thing belongs on an end of year list. But musically, fucking Weregoat, everything is great from them. I mean, I love their song titles, their album titles, their covers, their sounds, their looks. If you see these guys live, they're just a phenomenal group. I'm pretty sure their frontman also owns Parasitic Records. Could be wrong on that, but just one more reason why Weregoat fucking rules. Number 12, I'm bringing in Bone Hunter with Sexual Panic Human Machine. Here we've got the return of their little mascot, only this year he's got a fucking dick to show the world as he fucks our ear holes. Put out their Hell's Headbangers. This is a really fun thrash metal release. It's come out this year. One thing that stands out to me is it sounds like there's a chorus that's being sung through a straw. Like those beveled straws that you could spin them around and they fucking whistle. Sounds like they're singing the chorus to one of the songs through there. But an idea like that just adds to how fun this thrash metal album is. Bone Hunter, Sexual Panic Human Machine. And talking about album covers again, I mean, look at that shit. That's fucking album cover alone. This belongs on an end of year list. And it comes with a really cool poster that they've kind of turned that into a movie poster, like an advertisement for a movie. Alright, number 11. What end of year list would be complete without some Paolo Girardi artwork? And here we have Temple of Void with Lords of Death, a very outstanding death metal release. Yeah, the man on the horse, I don't know if it's just because Paolo Girardi doesn't usually draw that, but when I see it, it reminds me of the Diocletian album cover that he did. You probably know what I'm talking about. But anyway, Temple of Void, this release, I always love it when the death metal albums have those acoustic breaks, and there's a couple of those that are featured here, which is kind of that ode to the, that tip of the hat to the old school, which no doubt these guys are. You've also got the guitar player, I'm pretty sure, from Acid Witch. It says members of Acid Witch on it. When I look at the back, that dude looks like the guitar player from Acid Witch. I could be wrong. Hopefully I'm right and not giving you guys false information. But yeah, Temple of Void, Lords of Death, number 11. Here we are at number 10. Some black metal that everybody knows about by now. Whoredom Rife, Domadogskavad. Whoredom Rife put out this album this year, and I snatched it up as quick as I could, just knowing upon first listen that this was going to be something that flies off the shelves. If you want it, get it now. Here I got the slipcase edition, which I'm very, very happy to have. Yeah, this is some black metal done in the ways of the old, and I don't think that Whoredom Rife will ever do anything other than solid, classic, fucking traditional quality. I mean, that album cover, look how fucking cool that is. I know it's kind of hard to see with the slipcase and the clear over it, but you already know about that. Number 10, Whoredom Rife, Domadogskavad. Number 8, number 9. After 10 comes 9. Number 9, Undergang, Misanthropology. This is some death metal. I forget where they're from. Belgium, maybe. Not American death metal. The lyrics are not in English, so I can't follow along as if you can't really do that with this type of death metal anyway. This is foul, disgusting, sounds like it's being sung to you from within a deep tomb full of maggots. It's that kind of fucking foul, just disgusting death. Total fucking death. Which you've heard me talk about it before. No reason for me to get too into Undergang, Misanthropology at number 9. Number 8, I'm bringing in Pilorian. Pilorian is a project, a new project. This is their first album, their debut album that came out this year, featuring the drummer from Uada. Guitar player, frontman is of Agalok, which I think the other guitar player, he might be of Agalok too. When I saw them live, they had a bass player who's not featured in any of the band photos and stuff, so I'm not exactly sure where he's from, but I assume he's in a million other big bands as well. But yeah, I picked this up at their show, so the album cover is a little different than what you see. This is a limited tour edition that I paid a little extra for, but yeah, it's in a slipcase. So yeah, Pilorian, Obsidian Arc at number 8. At number 7, an album I expected to be album of the year, and it was for a long time. Just got beat out by the other stuff because I don't listen to it as much as the next things. But Nocturnal Mortem released Verity this year, and it's an outstanding album. I really like the pagan elements, the traditional elements, the black metal elements, everything that I always expect from Nocturnal Mortem, and also just the quality of release. This thing is really thick. It comes with a massive book. I mean, going on that alone, I think that's even the spot gloss band logo. It's just a big, heavy, fucking badass. I mean, and the color, it's like orange with black splatter. It's just, everything about this is fucking outstanding release. Way to go, Nocturnal Mortem, again. I love everything from those dudes. I'm trying to own it all. I'm only 2 releases away from owning everything from Nocturnal Mortem. Number 6, White Death, with their self-titled debut album this year. I discovered this as I was on vacation in Hawaii, and I knew immediately that I wanted to have some White Death in my video. So if you go watch my video from this February of my Hawaiian vacation, the opening track is this album. I think I used Warpath, but yeah, obviously the two best songs on here are Warpath and White Death's Power, both on side B. But I love the image here. The band, yeah, I'm assuming that's like their logo. So I love their logo. I love the poster that came with this. That's been hanging on my wall ever since. As soon as I had this, it's been up ever since. I love White Death, White Death, White Death. Check them out. You already have, Riley. Number 5. All right, we're in top 5. Number 5, Fari, The Four Doors of the Mind. I've been pushing hard for this year. This is a band out of Iceland. I guess you could call them kind of post-rocky black metal, kind of like post-black. But yeah, I've been pushing hard for this. For some reason, I'm not seeing other people posting about it. Maybe I'm the only one that feels this way. That kind of comes as a shock to me. But Fari, The Four Doors of the Mind, this is a concept album of how the mind deals with pain, with these 4 sections of the mind. And if you listen to it, they go in depth about it. And here I can kind of show you here a little bit how they've got the breakdown of the tracks. But yeah, I don't want to obviously sit too long on anything here, but Fari, The Four Doors of the Mind at number 5. All right, now top 4. Number 4, Dod's Ritual, Under Sorte Soul, I guess is the way he says it in the song. This album caught me off guard. Apparently, this band has been going for many years under 2 different band names, the most prevalent being the band Hat. But they decided to change their name and a couple other things for this album, and it's just an outstanding album. When I heard the first track, I guess it's the title track, Under Sorte Soul, I knew immediately that I was going to enjoy this, and I actually picked up my copy through the Metalhead box. They have a little online shop where you can like buy stuff, and because I live in America, that was the best place for me to get a copy. So I got my copy of Under Sorte Soul, and just I couldn't stop listening to it, man. This thing lived in my CD player in my car, to and from work, constantly listening to it. Dod's Ritual, Under Sorte Soul at number 4. All right, top 3. Number 3. I was gonna wait to do this video entirely because I'm waiting for my number 3 album to come in the mail right now. Cursed Moon, with the album Rite of Darkness. It's the only album I don't have in my possession, but it has to be number 3. They're calling it Deathwave. It's a one-man project. It sounds like he does all of his drums on a drum machine, and the lyrics are comically evil and just so much fun. And it's another one of those albums I just can't stop listening to it. I've been playing it on YouTube and Bandcamp and just waiting for the release, and I've got it coming on vinyl soon. I'll probably have it by the end of next week, and that was just too long to wait to post this. So number 3, Cursed Moon, Rite of Darkness. Number 2, Urn. with the album they put out this year, The Burning. The Burning! That weird chorus that they have for it. But this is a very, very special release, and as far as packaging goes, one of the coolest things to be released this year. The whole thing folds out. The whole packaging just folds out into a giant, really cool poster-like thing. But yeah, the music is just so catchy. I can't stop listening to it. Morbid Black Sorrow sticks in my head, and Sons of the Northern Star. Just all these songs that are just like anthems. This is like a fucking anthem to 2017. Earn, The Burning. I could sit and listen to this album all fucking day. I love the album cover too. You got the Pope fucking stabbed through the stomach with his cross and thrown into the pits of hell like the fucking bitch deserves. And you know, all these other fucking people suffering. And then you also get this humorous, very humorous, a fucking snowman. They're even throwing a snowman in there. So funny. It really like gives you a good idea of where these dudes are coming from. And everything from Earn, if you go through their back catalog, it's always good. And here we are at number 1. Album of the year for me. This is no surprise. I mean, if you watch my channel, you're like, I haven't mentioned it yet. So it's obviously my album of the year. Vault Wraith, Death is Proof of Satan's Power. This is the best fucking album of the year for me, man. It's the one that I listen to the most. I can't stop listening to it. I love, you know, I went in depth on this in a previous video. The vocal style being used here is just, it's so unique. It's outstanding. It's entertaining, captivating. Album artwork is amazing. The delivery of this is perfect. I kind of discovered it around Halloween time, which also just helps me out with falling in love with it because it's my favorite time of year. I mean, I really like what Mario Lopez has done for the artwork here. The way it ties in together with the music. This is just a solid release that I just want to play again and again and again and again. So just like my album of the year last year, I'm using all that to rank album of the year this year as Vault Wraith, Death is Proof of Satan's Power. Number 1, no doubt. No, not going to even debate it. That's my favorite album of the year. Anyway, that's it for this year. A lot of good shit coming out next year. I can't wait to get my hands on a lot of that shit. I hope you guys enjoyed this list. If you disagree with it, make your own list, and I guarantee the one that you make will be better than mine, because whichever list you make is the best fucking list around. That being said, my list is the best. Fuck you. Hail Satan.